Hey there, Drew, Rebar Auditing, Reno 911. Thanks for watching my channel. I really appreciate it. Uh, Appreciate the likes, shares, and all the people hitting the subscribe button. Anyways, I'm following up on a story that, well, really started this channel going, and that's the Nevada DMV. So what I'm following up on is a few months ago, I did a live stream. I own a towing company from my tow yard, and the Nevada DMV came in to tell me that I couldn't sell a car through an auction that I'd legally processed through an auction, and that they were essentially making up some brand new laws and brand new rules and regulations. So the first part of the video is just sharing that again with you. And then the second part of the video is a conversation that I had with the chief of the Nevada DMV police force. Ask yourself, why does the Nevada DMV need its own police force? Aren't they really just a tax collection agency? Well, they certainly have a police force. And, well, look forward to the conversation with Chief of Nevada DMV Police, J.D. Decker. And let's listen to him make up some new laws for me to follow and new regulations for me to follow. And at the end, I'll tell you the resolution of the whole thing, because there has been a resolution to the story. And, well, wait till the end and I'll tell you what happened. Appreciate the watch. And if you want to click forward and you've already seen the first part, I'll put a timestamp up here for you to see, and just jump forward and you can see the second part of the story that's brand new footage and not part of the live stream that I did back in February. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. And here's the Nevada DMV cops. Okay. Good. Now you guys can explain this to me again, so I can understand.
Hold on 1 second. Let me try not to go away in the mud.
That's why I had them pull in, so they didn't have to trudge in here as much. So,
Hold on. Let me come in, man. Alright. How are you?
life is okay as long as you wake up and you don't have to deal with the DMV.
I guess so, man. Alright. So, just so you know, so here's what's going on, Drew. And this is his case, but I'll explain whatever. So, on October 18th, 2022, Mountain West Auto purchased this vehicle through Odessa auction.
So October of 2022.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
They purchased this vehicle. Here's the documents. They have the.
So a year plus ago.
Yep. They had the vehicle. Never sold or anything. Obviously, Mountain West Auto went out of business at some point here recently.
Right.
This was stolen from their inventory. By the time they discovered it stolen, it was after the fact that you had already towed it.
So
hold on, time out.
No, you said October 8th they bought it. And when did we tow it?
You towed it on February 1st.
So October to February.
Yep. It was at the car dealership owned it. They never sold it.
Right.
They have all the documents.
Okay.
They bought it legally.
And DPS, Department of Public Safety, ordered us to tow it, right?
Because that's where the vehicle was found.
Right, okay, so they ordered us to tow it, but it wasn't reported stolen at the time that it was there.
It was not. It wasn't discovered yet from Mountain West.
And did A&A Towing do the proper notification to law enforcement that's required under the law, so law enforcement could put it in their computer?
From my understanding, yes, you did.
So A&A Towing did all the paperwork correctly.
Okay, yep. So
No,
I'm going to go down this timeline, and you can.
Yep, let's go down the
jump in
timeline.
when you want.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, on March 21st, this is when it was reported stolen. It was discovered at some point before then by Mountain West and their inventory that it was not in their lot. They didn't know what was going on in their inventory. So anyway, on March 21st is when it was reported stolen.
Okay, so how many days between when we impounded it was reported stolen?
What do you got? About a month and 21 days.
So the government knew that we impounded it for a month and 21 days.
That's not how it works, Drew.
Well, no, because the law says that I'm required to notify the government when I impound a car, so you can put it in your system.
Which you're saying you did, right?
Which we did, which you said we did, and that way the government, when somebody calls in,
saying from my understanding, I mean, if you're saying you did, I don't have the liens on in front of me.
Well, you guys have had the package for 8 months to investigate.
Regardless,
but no, let me just put this out there. So when a towing company impounds a car, notifies the government that they have the car, it's supposed to go into a system, and that way the government can tell whoever calls in about the car that the car is at such and such a tow lot, correct? Isn't that how NRS is structured?
Relatively speaking, I guess that's how that system is supposed to work.
Okay, yeah. So we did our part. And then the government, instead of telling Mountain West, hey, A&A Towing has your car, they agreed to take a stolen report on the car at that point in time. Instead of mitigating the problem,
RPD took a report, yes.
Right. They took the report
Okay.
and then put that in the system on top of the fact that A&A Towing had already impounded it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you guys let us run the system, have a lawful auction, sell it to the customer, collect the fees from the customer, including sales tax and the title fee. So, and then we sent it in 8 months ago, and then you guys sat on the paperwork for 8 months, right?
No.
So what happened to the paperwork for the last 8 months?
Again, you mail things like look, Drew. Look. We're not going to get into this whole thing, this argument, but
It's not an argument. It's just a statement of time. So for 8 months, you guys had the package, and until now, we've done nothing with it.
No.
What's been done in between now and then?
So
Did you send letters to A&A Towing, or did you send letters to Alex, the customer that bought it at the auction?
So
what was done to?
You submitted the packet to Central Services. Central Services has their timeline. At some point, it gets forwarded up because it got reported stolen. It got discovered that it was stolen. It got forwarded up, and then we deal with it when we get to that point. At that point, right?
But legally speaking, from the time it was reported to A&A Towing by the Department of Public Safety and ordered us to tow it,
mm-hmm.
and the month or so that went by between Mountain West reporting it stolen, shouldn't the government screwed up in their reporting or in their knowledge or something somewhere within the system?
I have no idea, because there's many different elements of this.
Okay.
There's, RPD and another company who's whatever. But what I'm trying to give to you, which maybe you can understand and accept and relate to if you want to. That's up to you. But regardless, here is paperwork from Mountain West Auto.
Okay.
With a purchase receipt, with the auction receipt, with the title.
Okay.
With the signed title, with all of the proper documentation showing ownership of this vehicle.
Okay.
So listen to me, because here's the next part of it, and then we really have nothing else to say. But after this, you were called to pick it up from wherever it was discovered stolen.
Right. Well,
Okay,
it was
now, time
discovered.
out.
Hang on.
So
let me
you
clarify
did-
where it was discovered stolen. It was discovered stolen
Okay.
at parole and probation.
Okay.
So it was on state land
So
at
you
an
get
agency controlled
you
by
get a call
Department
to
of
pick-
Public Safety.
You get a call to pick it up. You
Yes.
come and you do it, and you do your thing, and you take it, and then you have it, and then you send out. You do the lien sale process. At some point, you start it. You do the things you have to do. You send a letter out to somebody who doesn't even own the car anymore. They've already sold it. Okay, so.
But that
Just
part was
listen to me,
was that
because
part correct in the lien
that's
process that
not
we
the-
did that?
but
We
that's not the
were
point.
legally required to notify those people, weren't
And
we?
we did.
Okay, so we did the legal part.
So then you submit that whole lien sale packet to
Okay.
the DMV. You submit a lien sale packet. Also, in lieu of lien, are you allowed to sell that car? Yes, right? In lieu of lien, you're allowed to sell the vehicle at an auction, which you did.
Right.
But at no point in time was this lien sale packet ever approved by the department. So you seem to be under the understanding that as soon as you mail in this packet that you have proper ownership of it, and that's not how it works.
So what part of the lien sale process that you say that did, and we dotted all the I's, we crossed all the T's, there was nothing missing in the lien packet.
Yeah.
We followed all the rules, we followed all the laws, we followed all the regulations, we missed nothing.
Okay.
So in that legal process, what NRS or NAC speaks to this that says now this process that you did 100% lawfully is invalid? Where is that in the law?
That it was a stolen vehicle.
But no. Where does the law say that?
Where does the law say that just because you submit a lien sale packet that you have rightful ownership of it?
Because I did the paperwork right that
Did it
you
get
put out
approved
there.
by the Department of Motor Vehicles?
What is the Department of Motor? Where is the NRS or NAC in the Department of Motor Vehicles that says that this is an issue and this will unwrap a lien sale? Because we complied with the lien
This
sale.
isn't hard. It's a
No,
stolen
it's
vehicle.
very hard. No,
It's
because
a stolen
the
vehicle.
state
Vehicle
the
has a
state
proper ownership claim
did
with
the
a
sta-
title and a receipt.
but the state
documentation.
fucked up. Nobody responded to the lien letters.
So after
Nobody
that,
picked it up, and here we are
You
8
sent
months
it to
later.
The lien letter you sent it
Okay.
to somebody who didn't even have
So
ownership of
do-
the vehicle
so
anymore. That was already sold.
I need a letter from you that says that this lien sale is invalid.
We're telling you that it's
No, I need a letter. I need
Okay,
something
well,
in writing.
I will get that out to you, but
Okay.
so let from here, and again, I'm just trying to explain the process.
So-
of this.
so-
There's proper documentation. The DMV has to make a ruling on, or the law enforcement
Okay.
has a stolen vehicle. We have to make a.
Hang on.
I'm not- I
Well,
can't-
you
I
just
can't-
said something.
How can I talk? if you don't
You're
ever let
talking
me?
a lot, but
No, I'm not, because you won't even let me finish to get to it.
how do you get to decide that this is the sentence carried out on this issue? Why is the judge not deciding?
because Mountain West Auto is going to take their title that they bought and their receipt that they bought and the whole proper chain of command. They're going to take it to a judge and they're going to say, hey judge, Drew Rybar's not giving me my car back. And the judge is going to go, Drew Rybar, you're going to give him their car back.
I'm going to go to the judge and say, Your Honor, I followed the lien process.
Okay.
I talked
And
to the
was
investigator.
Was that lien sale ever approved by the department? No, because it's a stolen vehicle.
So if any vehicle is ever stolen and it runs through the lien process is entirely invalid then?
No, but
is that where does the law say this? I don't understand it. I haven't seen this in the decades I've been running the business. Where does the law say this?
This isn't hard to understand. If
it's not. If you tell me where the law says it.
I'm here to argue with you. So the next part of this is
no.
This.
We are here to debate it and talk about it. So you can tell me if you simply give me an NRS.
I'm telling you that the department is not going to accept this lien sale.
Under what NRS?
It's a stolen vehicle, and it has proper ownership was proven because of the theft and where it was stolen from and who has it. So based on the ownership documentation, we're going to say that the lien sale is not going to be approved.
Okay, you're saying the lien sale is not approved. Okay.
Time out. So now we're going to recover it from being stolen.
Okay.
We're going to leave it here. You towed it. You provided services under somebody calling you and doing it. That's fine. And then we're going to, if you would like to give us your information, or we can try to give you, I don't know if he has it, but my point is to put you in contact with the rightful owner of the vehicle from Mountain West Auto, their representation, and then they can work with you to dispute any type of fees or anything, like whatever's going on. But that's for you guys to work out. It's just not going to be stolen anymore.
So it's not going to be stolen.
Your customer that you sold a stolen vehicle to.
That we sold, but it was never stolen because we had it the whole time.
I'm still not.
It's your failure, the government's failure.
So after that, your customer, you can give him a refund or you can't, but he doesn't have a car, so that's something for you guys to figure out civilly as well.
So then how do I clear the title on this if they won't pay me their fees that you say they owe me?
What do you mean clear the title?
Well, because I still have a lien on this, right?
So again, like if let's say Mountain West,
okay, the government ordered me to provide a free service to the government to remove the vehicle. So hang on a second.
That they want the vehicle.
But the government, listen to my question. The government ordered me to provide a free service to them. And in exchange for that, the government says I get a lien on the vehicle. Do I still have a lien on this vehicle?
This lien sale document.
Do I have a lien on this vehicle?
This lien sale document is not going to be approved.
You're not going to approve that document, but
yes.
Do I have a legal lien on this vehicle? Does A&A Towing Incorporated have a legal lien on this vehicle?
That's for you, because like I said, we've already discussed with the operations manager of Mountain West. We say, hey, do you want this vehicle? This is what you have. Like, you reported it stolen. They provided all the paperwork. They said they did want it. We said, okay, this is where it is. This is who has it. This is what happened.
So if I don't have a legal lien, what can I enforce?
Are you listening to me?
But no, I need to know if I've got a legal lien, yes or no.
This lien sale was not approved.
So this lien sale is not approved. Yeah. So what would get the lien sale approved?
So I guess if at the end of Mountain West, if you guys can't come to some type of agreement or can't do anything, it has to be decided by a judge if you get the car or not, or if they don't want to pay the fees. But we're not taking it from you. We're just saying that you're not going to be approved because they have proper.
So again, the state of Nevada orders me to provide a free service.
Is there any other questions that you would want?
I'm asking the question. I'm ordered to provide a free service. I do the proper paperwork. I dot the I's. I cross the T's. The government doesn't put the proper notes in the computer. Then 8 months later, the government decides that the law was not properly followed.
I'm trying to give you the reason why this specific vehicle and this specific situation is what it is. And if you don't want to accept the proper documentation that the vehicle was stolen from somebody and that they have a rightful ownership to that vehicle and you want to try to dispute that, that's your right. And we're not taking the car and you provided a service, and Mountain West, the rightful owner of the vehicle,
okay,
they have to
Did Mountain West ever put their name on the title with DMV? Did it ever show up in a DMV search?
A dealership doesn't have to.
Okay, so a dealership doesn't have
There's
to.
laws for that.
They waited 3 months or 4 months before they discovered it was stolen. They waited a month after we had it in our custody.
The situation's been explained,
and it was.
I showed you the documents, the legal documents showing ownership.
And I showed your documents mean as much to me as the documents that I sent for my lien sales, the certified letters I paid for, the auction that I noticed. That mean as little to you as these documents do to me. This is a legal limbo. This is bullshit.
Okay. Was there any other? I mean, Is there any other like questions specific to this matter that you want, other than just saying the same thing over? And
Okay, so can we get an appointment? I want to bring another customer, and he wants to come in and talk to you guys on the camera too. When can we set up an appointment for that one? Because this one, I guess you guys haven't issued a title for a car in a year and a half or so. I sent you the last 6 of the VIN number earlier on both your messages. So when can we sit down together with this customer that wants to do all this on camera too?
Let us look to see who's. I don't know if is it a case? Is it?
I don't know. You guys just haven't issued him a title for the last year and a half, and he wants his fucking title.
So, I mean, we can look at that and try to figure out if it's something that we have, but I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I just don't understand the competence of letting a car, a deal where you guys say the Department of Motor Vehicles said it was stolen. They sent it to be investigated by law enforcement. It sits for 8 months.
To answer your question.
How does that happen?
To answer your question with that, we can look it up. You said you left me a message?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check and I'll look and I'll get back with you on that. So I just don't have that information obviously right now.
So I'm just really perplexed at what law we're enforcing. So I want to see your written document that says my lien's not valid and exactly why you invalidated it.
So again, we can send something to you after the fact, but the point is, it's a stolen vehicle with the ownership chain that's proven.
The department.
So I don't know why you think just because
because the Department of Public Safety had us take it into their custody, and then the Department of Public Safety and Reno PD never put it in the national computer. You guys failed.
You said you guys are.
You're the government. You are the government. You are a government agency.
Is it just you? Is it everybody, or is it just you?
However you want to phrase it.
Okay, so is there anything else? Because I'm not going to sit here and argue with you all day.
That's not an argument. I just think you're fucking bullshit. I think you guys are fucking incompetent and stupid and bullshit. Okay, and I think that half of this is based on the fact that I record it and put it online.
I could care less. How many times have I been on here? 15 times. Listen, I'm not trying to get into this with you. I'm trying to be respectful and tell you the situation. I'm not coming at you. I'm not calling you names. I'm not doing any of this.
To be I don't call names.
You literally just told me that I was stupid and incompetent.
No, I said in general that every DMV, all of you fucking DMV government employees are incompetent, stupid with this bullshit, because you've got to give me NRSs and NACs. You got to give me laws, and you ain't fucking doing that. I want laws as to what's going on. Well, then show me the laws to what this process is.
Drew, it's a stolen vehicle, man.
It was never stolen. You guys failed. You said they reported it stolen after the government ordered it impounded. Then it was reported stolen. You guys should have put it in the system.
Do you have anything else, like, without arguing or debating me or trying to prove some point that you're making?
There's no point I'm going to prove, because you're doing what you're going to do, and I'm just saying what I'm going to say.
So the end results of this, do you understand that when this is taken out of the install?
The end result is you guys just gave me a major fucking headache. You guys gave me major legal expenses. You guys gave me bullshit because the system isn't working. Because you guys don't let the system work the way it's supposed to work. If you run a legal lien on a house, let's change it from a car to a house.
All right, I guess you don't want to listen. So.
Give me the papers. You change it from a car to a house, and you're going to unwind house deals too, because somebody called and after the fact they found out that somebody fucked up and didn't respond to the legal letters.
Mr. Ryber, I'll see if I have the case for the other case you're talking about, and if I do, if it's assigned to me, I will call you. We'll make an appointment so you and your customer can come in. We'll try to get it resolved. If it's not mine, we'll try to find out whose it is, and
but this I appreciate it, because like I said, the customer that bought that car, he wants to come sit down and talk to you too and find out what the hell is happening. Why aren't you issuing titles? Why are things left on desks for a year and a half?
Yeah, because we're going to leave that here. Right. So let's he's taking.
I was just finishing up a couple of other things.
And what you, like I said, you guys are leaving me in a fucking legal limbo. You're saying that my lien paperwork's no good and we can't process it, and I got to give it back to this other company that missed it for 3 months.
That if Mountain West wants, like, whatever services and fees or whatever are owed to that person, that they're obligated to work that out between you and them as the business, because you did provide a service.
Okay, and did you?
You're not out nothing, and stop acting like that you are.
No, I'm out my time even fucking dealing with this. This car was done 8 months ago.
Part of being a tow operator.
No, it's not.
Part of selling a car.
No, it's not. No, the expectation is the law works. The expectation is
unrealistic expectation of how things work, because when you think something, you send something to DMV and it isn't even approved.
And I did a legal process.
You take magical ownership.
I did a legal process. I documented it.
I'm already like, listen.
I don't understand how a legal process can be unwrapped.
It wasn't ever approved. There's no legal process.
The money was spent on the certified letters. The money was spent on the ad. How do you unwrap it? And now I'm in a legal limbo where I can't do shit with the car. This has never happened before until Julie Butler and JD Decker came in.
Drew, we do hundreds of this exact situation a year. This happens in the state of Nevada. If somebody sells the car in lieu of lien, and it's determined that it's actually stolen, we have to find out who's the proper owner. Once we do, we make our determination. We put the people in parties, and they will have to figure that out.
It's never taken almost a year after the thing happened for the DMV to find it. How fucked up is that? A year to deal with a problem. You guys could have almost had a baby in the time that you were dealing with this car, sitting on somebody's goddamn desk. What am I signing?
This is saying this is vehicle information, saying we're saying on the impound lot. It's just been recovered. That's it. That's all we're doing today is recover.
Well, I don't know if I agree that it was recovered, because I mean, I think the whole thing's not recovered.
Okay. You don't have to sign if you don't want to. Just down there in the bottom.
Well, then just give me a copy and I won't sign it. I mean, what does signing mean?
Just acknowledging
property,
Signature of individual receiving vehicle storage. Okay, I'll sign receiving vehicle storage. But yeah, this thing's not stolen if you think about the definition of stolen. You guys didn't do the job right.
Let's go.
The government failed. Now you want me to pay for it. That's why I'm pissed off.
I'll be in touch with you, okay?
You keep changing the fucking rules.
I'll be in touch with you. Have a nice day.
Okay, and send me a letter on this, because just saying that I've got it in storage means shit. And you won't process my lien paperwork. So the government orders me to do something, now I got to do something for free, and now I got to spend money to fucking solve the problem. What's going on? Dealing with the fucking government.
Yeah.
You're going to be on YouTube right now. Okay, you saw the first part of the video. The two cops, the goons with guns, telling me that, well, you do it perfect and it doesn't matter because the government screws up and the public's got to pay the price. So I called their boss. Here's the interaction with their boss. What do y'all think? Reach out, let me know, hit the dinger, subscribe, and share the story out there. Let's stop overreaching government. Here you go. Hey, JD, this is Drew Rebar.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, we're on a recorded line.
No, I don't consent to be recorded on this line.
You're law enforcement. But I'm talking about, yeah, so I'm going to invoke NRS 171-1233. You don't get to tell me not to record.
Just did, but okay.
So, well, we can battle it out in court. I mean, I'm calling to solve problems. I'm calling about that 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse. I need documentation. What NRS or NAC is DMV?
No, you can hire a lawyer. I'm not here to give you legal advice.
I don't want legal advice.
Calling to talk over me. You can just send me a voice message if you don't want to hear me talk. So I don't appreciate being interrupted. But here's what I'm going to tell you. You ask me a question, I'm going to answer it. Otherwise, the conversation can be over. So the question you're asking is, what about the Nissan? And here's what I'm going to tell you. We identified the legal owner who was not notified. You have two choices. Three choices. One, you can resubmit the packet and notify the legal owner. Two is, you could work it out with the legal owner so that they release title to you. Three is, you can work it out with the legal owners to where you pay them the excess proceeds over your tow bill. Either way, you get paid your tow bill, so I don't see what the problem is. The thing you don't get to do is keep the excess proceeds, and you already know that.
What NRS or NAC are you invoking to unwind this lien?
I'm not here to give you legal advice.
I don't want legal advice. I want to know what law we're operating under.
We've already had these conversations.
Why can't you specify the law? That's all I want.
I can and I have, and we've had this conversation over and over again. I'm not going to keep having it with you.
JD, we haven't had this conversation.
Please stop interrupting me. You do not get to keep the excess proceeds for NRS. We've already had that conversation in writing, in fact. So you can go through our emails and you can come up with that.
I'm not trying to keep any excess proceeds. I don't know who the hell owns the car because you're doing an unlawful process and you can't define your process. I need you to define your process.
No, you need to understand what I'm telling you, and that's all I'm going to tell you. If you have trouble with the process, you can call an attorney. I'm not here to give you legal advice. You had 3 options. I gave them to you. If you don't like them, that's fine, but I'm not going to continue to argue with you about it. Those are the 3 options.
Let's talk about some case law, because I don't want to argue about stuff that you
I'm
can't
not a
argue
lawyer.
about.
I don't want to talk case law with you.
Well, let's talk about Las Vegas trolley systems in the
I'm not going to talk case law with you. If you have an attorney who would like to call our attorney, that's fine. But I've given you the 3 options. Those are the 3 options.
Well,
You sold the vehicle for over $8,000. You're only owed $5,500 or so. You have to work it out with Mountain West. They're the legal owner.
yeah, that's not the issue. The 3,000 isn't the issue that I owe them. They need to request it one way or the other, and they need to prove the ownership. The problem that you've created, though, is I don't know ownership anymore. You're saying that the lien that I processed, that I owe them money for, that I collected money for, that I should pay them money for, you won't process that lien. So even if I pay him this excess money, you won't process the lien.
I don't think you're listening to me. I give you 3 options. One of them is us processing the lien if you resubmit and notify the legal owner. I already told you that.
Well, no, you say I've got to redo the entire lien by notifying the legal owner. I already went through the NRS 108 process. We already got all the information from DMV that we paid for back when we impounded the car at the order of the Highway Patrol. And the Highway Patrol is the one whose system with auto return that failed to put it in the national database that allowed Reno PD to report it as stolen that caused this whole thing. Because if we'd known and this guy had called when he called and you had done your job as law enforcement and said, hey, the vehicle's not stolen, it's A&A towing, he would have come and picked it up right then and there, as opposed to this 1 year of fucked up process that you guys have created by breaking the law and seizing documents, not examining documents, JD, seizing documents, putting documents in boxes for law enforcement to examine at some point in a later date. That's what you guys have done. So you guys are unwinding my lien process where I complied with all of the process, where your officers said my paperwork was perfect, where we didn't miss any names on the names that came back from DMV that we paid DMV a fee to get the names of the owners of. And it's not my fault and it's not my problem that you guys want to unwind this unlawfully. And that's what I see. So that's why I want to know the NRS or the NAC. Now, let me be very, very clear for you. I am going to file a lawsuit against you. You don't have qualified immunity, and you've been doing ad hoc rulemaking, JD. That's defined under that case law that I've been trying to give you. Okay? The Supreme Court, state of Nevada, in 1989, Las Vegas Trolleys was involved with a lawsuit with the Public Service Commission, which is now what's called the Nevada Transportation Authority, under NRS 706. Now, you guys get to regulate me and make regulations under 706. I think it's 706-151, if I recall, or 17. Anyways, it's in there. You can go look at it. So you guys are tied to NTA with DMV and NHP. You guys have been doing ad hoc rulemaking. Now, in the case of Mack versus Williams, I don't know if you're aware of that case, but that's
Mr. Robert, we've already had this conversation.
we're having it again. I want you to do your fucking job. That's what I want you to do. I want you to do your goddamn job.
You've not perfected a lien sale package.
I perfected your officer said my packet was perfect on multiple recorded lines.
You already said this. You just keep saying the same thing over.
So where is my judicial process? How are you getting my sales tax money back for me if I got to unwind this lien? Because you're saying I got to unwind it and re-notify everybody, right?
No, I gave you 3 options. You keep.
Well,
I don't think it's listening to me.
Can you email me the options in writing? I've sent you an email. Why won't you?
You just told me that you're recording this conversation.
I am, but I want something in writing where I can look.
You don't need to in writing. You understand?
No, I don't. Obviously, I don't understand.
Okay, then
So,
I can give you the 3 options again, and you can be quiet and listen to me.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
okay, and you are being recorded. Okay, so you said you're being recorded. You won't send me something because you're being recorded. So, go ahead and tell me.
I'm going to give you your options. If you'd like to perfect a lien sale, we can have a conversation.
Okay, tell me my 3 options, point by point, please.
So you weren't listening to me the first time I told you?
Please,
Because I don't want to keep arguing.
I don't want to argue, so I'm going to be very quiet, and I want you to go point 1, point 2, point 3, and give me the exact details in the process that I need to follow, please.
But you understand, I've already done that. You're making me do this second time because you don't listen and you prefer to argue, and I do not want to engage with that. So I'm not going to tell you again for the second time. You've already got it on recording.
No, I don't. JD, I'm not clear on exactly the process. Please describe the process. I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you talk until you say, do you have any questions, Mr. Rebar? So please define the 3 processes that I can process this car so I can be very clear. Since you refused to send me an email defining the processes, I want something very clear I can follow, and I don't have that yet. Please give it to me. I'm going to shut up now until you give me the 3 points.
I mean, I've given it to you already, but I'll give it to you again. You've applied for a lien sale packet. Since then, the new owner has come, or the legal owner has come to light. So you have to resolve this with the legal owner one way or another. So you have 3 options. One is you can completely resubmit a new lien package with the notification to the legal owner, and the department will look at processing it. Okay, that's the one thing. I know you've already sold the vehicle, though, so that's probably inconvenient, I'm going to guess. So the second thing is, since you have the vehicle back in your possession, if you want to maintain the third-party sale that you've already done, then you need to work it out with the legal owner as to either, one, they can sign title, they can pay your, well, I guess they wouldn't pay your total, they can sign title over to you in exchange for the excess proceeds, which seems to be like the easiest thing to do, because then that doesn't impact the third-party buyer. Or 3 is you can work it out for them to pay you the $5,500 tow bill and retrieve the vehicle back, in which case you'd have a third-party buyer that wasn't satisfied that you'd have to deal with. Those are the 3 options. Do you have any questions?
So yeah, option number 2. So you said option number 2, I have to contact Mountain West. That's the legal owner, correct?
Right.
Okay, and then he's got to agree to sign the title over, right?
If he prefers to sign the title over to processing the lien sale in exchange for the excess proceeds of about $3,000, that would be between you and him, and the department would be satisfied with that.
So what if he does not agree to accept $3,000?
Well, that's the market value of the vehicle.
Well, what if he does not agree?
Well, then you would process the lien sale, and he would have the option of paying you the tow bill. And either way, you get your $5,500. You're whole.
Okay, but if he does not agree, I've already got a buyer, and that's where the problem is created. My buyer wants his car. So if Mountain West does not agree, then what happens? Because I'm not going to unwind my buyer. That's the legal problem you guys have created, because I ran a lawful lien sale according to your investigators. The paperwork was right according to your investigators. The problem was not mine that was created. I did the proper process. I paid for the proper process. I did a legal process that your investigators said was correct. Now what you're saying is if the person that had a legal obligation to pick the vehicle up under the law, and he should have been told when he called in and said, hey, my vehicle's missing, the way the system is designed to work and supposed to work, and this is in the contract with Auto Return, between DPS and Auto Return. Now, Auto Return is supposed to take that information and put it in the National Crime Database that A&A Towing Incorporated impounded this car at the order of the Highway Patrol. Now, Auto Return, the state's contractor, failed in their obligation. So, since they failed in their obligation, and Reno PD took a stolen vehicle report that should have never been taken because the vehicle was never lawfully stolen. It was always in the custody of DPS on the DPS parking lot at parole and probation, in the custody of the state right there after they arrested the driver of the vehicle. And then I need to pay for all of this extra stuff. Now, how do I justify these fees on my tariff? And again, so I mean, this whole issue is creating a lot more fees, more notifications. My newspaper ads cost me hundreds and hundreds of dollars. My registered letters cost hundreds. How am I going to recoup these fees that you're causing me when your organization, when your state agency, when your law enforcement agents took these papers that were paid for by the consumer to acquire property? When I say acquire property, I look at Article 1, Section 1 of the Nevada Constitution, and I believe it's Article 1, Section 8 or 18, one or the other, also references property, JD. Our property and our liberty is protected under the Constitution. So what you guys have done is the law says, and I've got the law where you referenced it in one of your emails, the law says CED can examine these applications. But let me tell you what you guys have done. And this is the case that I'm going to bring up against you, unless you guys want to resolve it before the lawyers do hit. Now you guys examine. Is examining looking at documents in their standard administrative process, or is examining taking these documents, these papers, out of the standard administrative process and putting them in boxes on law enforcement desks for law enforcement to arbitrarily decide that somebody wasn't properly notified when the state fucked up? So who's going to pay me all of this extra money for dealing with this? Because my tariff does not agree to it. And then if you go with the illegal taking, I was just reading another Supreme Court case in the state of Nevada this morning, and what that one is called is it was the Steve Sisolak case versus the airport. And it's kind of interesting what the Supreme Court said about the unlawful taking of property. Now, what you guys are doing is unlawful taking of property, whether it's my property or my consumer's property that he paid for 8 months
What
ago.
about the legal owner's property?
Well, no, the law addresses that. The problem that you're not getting is who fucked up in the notification process of Mountain.
You have a lot of grievances, but none of them seem to be ours.
No. The grievance is you. This is you, because if you had done your job 8 months ago, and if you'd done your job 8 months ago, instead of letting this paperwork sit for 8 months in a desk, you let it sit for 8 months in a desk until my customer went in and tried to register the car, and you told him he couldn't because somebody else owned the car, because you let the paperwork sit for 8 months. Where'd the 8 months go, JD?
All those grievances are noted against Reno PD, against the NTA, against auto return.
So how am I getting my money?
Not change your three options. Those are the three options you have. You cannot take property without notifying the legal owner. You talk about rights.
I didn't take property, JD. I notified.
For me now. Okay, thank you. If you're going to talk over me, I'm going to be done. But you don't seem to be concerned about the legal rights of the legal owner of the property. Now, it's unfortunate that it took extra time, but in the end, the law states at RS 108-350 that the tow operator, the lien claimant, is responsible for all of those fees, losses, damages that you just talked about. So I don't know what to tell you. That's what the law says. If you disagree, you'd like to change the law, go for it. If you'd like to sue the department, go for it. I don't know what to tell you, but your three options do not change just because you've talked for the last 50 minutes. And I don't really have time to argue this with you. Those are the three options. Those grievances that you have about the department taking too much time and about auto return not doing their job and Reno PD taking a false police report and Highway Patrol not doing their job, you can put all of those in writing and we'll send them to all of those different agencies. In the end, though, your three options regarding this case remain the same. The legal owner has rights. You have to abide by those rights, which means that you have to notice them. And in this case, if you don't want to resubmit a lien sale packet, which I agree will take excess time that is unnecessary, work it out with Mountain West, and we're perfectly happy to abide by the results.
Okay, I understand your position, and I really wish you would send me an email with those three things on there.
But I don't want to keep arguing with you by email and by phone
Well,
call.
no, this is not. No, my expectation of my government is when my government issues me an order or a directive, is that I get something in writing. And the only thing my government is doing here is giving me something orally, where you said that I couldn't record, and I'm going to push my Article 1, Section 9, a constitutional right, freedom of press, and record the conversation when you did know it was being recorded. And I'm also going to push NRS 171-1233 that says I've got a right to record law enforcement, and you don't get to tell me to stop recording you. So that's what I'm going to say. Which, and actually, if you go read NRS 171-1233, JD, you telling me to stop recording is a misdemeanor.
It seems like you just want to argue.
No, I don't want to argue. I want to know what the fuck to do, because the wrecker and tow car guide that you guys unlawfully removed because you had a consumer complaint from Nevada Liens. Remember when you removed that from the website because you had a consumer complaint?
You understand your three options? Because that's about all we have to talk about.
No, well,
You understand your three options?
I would hope you would send me an email because I do have a fourth option, and that option is under Mack versus Williams, and that means I get to sue you, and we get to have a nice 3-4 year relationship, along with a lot of other DMV employees. And I don't want to do that, but I mean, you guys just push me to it. You're the guy. Hey JD, you're the guy that pushed me out to go record all this stuff.
Sir, you're not going to intimidate me.
I'm not trying to intimidate you. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. There is no intimidation. There is no threat.
Give me
This.
three options. Pick one, and let's move forward.
Well,
Otherwise-
I'm picking option number 4, which is the First Judicial District in Carson
Okay,
City.
thank you, sir.
We're going to let a judge decide it. You have a nice day.